Welcome to Gulfport Behavioral Health System. Today, I'm with Summer, and Summer is one of our intake and assessment team members, and she's here today to talk to us a little bit about teleassessment. How are you today, Summer?
I'm well, yourself?
Good. Thanks again for joining us. So, you're a little bit of a specialist for us when it comes to the mobile and teleassessments. Can you tell us what is a mobile and what is a teleassessment?
So mobile assessment is an assessment that is conducted on location with a patient or client at a primary care provider's office or at an outpatient therapist office. Teleassessment is the same essentially, except the patient or client is at a location at their primary care office or at outpatient clinic's office, but I would be here and we would communicate virtually.
Okay. So other than the location of the person, these assessments really aren't any different than somebody who came here
That's correct.
to do them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in order to complete a teleassessment, what types of technology would an individual need, and how do we help maintain the privacy of that teleassessment?
So the technology they would require would be a camera and access to audio, so an iPad, iPhone, laptop that has the ability to connect to speakers and a camera with the Zoom app.
Okay. They can download a Zoom app based upon an email that we send them, right?
Correct.
Right. And it can be done on an iPad or just a regular tablet like a Surface as well, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Any platform that you can just download that Zoom app on.
That's correct.
Okay, very good. So if somebody wanted to schedule a teleassessment, how would they go about doing that?
So their provider could contact us and or fax over a referral, and we would schedule that via email or telephone. We can schedule it. The scheduling would be done through email. They would receive a link, and whatever email would be easiest for them to connect to now this is with teleassessment.
Right.
Whatever email would be easiest for them to access so that they could join the meeting. As far as a mobile assessment, that's just a phone call.
Okay. Phone call by the provider, say, hey, I have a patient here. You're available to come, kind of.
Yes.
Yeah. So just go back to the teleassessment real quick. So when we send them that email and we have that meeting scheduled, from a privacy perspective, we have to allow them into that meeting. We give them a meeting number and an access code, and then we actually pull them into the meeting to make sure that nobody else comes in.
Correct. There's a waiting room, and they'll be pulled into the waiting room, and it's actually this room right here. Okay. They'll be coming into when Gotcha. They're meeting for a teleassessment. And so once they pop up into that waiting room, I click an admit button and I allow them in.
Gotcha.
So nobody can join into that meeting once it's going unless I allow them into the meeting.
Good. So from a provider perspective, they're pretty much driving the assessment scheduling initially to begin with.
Yes.
We're not just taking from a teleassessment or a mobile assessment perspective. A regular client, regular person just can't say, hey, I want to get a mobile assessment at my home at this point.
No.
You have to have that referral from their providers.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes, at this point.
Okay. Well, good, Summer. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope everybody realizes that we have unlimited access now. We can get in, people can get in just about any way. Of course, their providers become important. So thanks again for coming.
Oh, absolutely. It's my pleasure.
Good. So Gulfport Behavioral Health System strives to provide a safe environment and provide the highest quality of behavioral health care on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. We're here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whether there's a crisis going on in our community or things are just normal. If you or someone you know is experiencing behavioral crisis, please call 800-831-1700 for a no-cost mental behavioral health assessment. You can get it in person or through teleassessment. Gulfport Behavioral Health System. Hope starts here.